YouTube! If you've been on this channel for more than 5 minutes, you know that I am a big fighting game head, even though I actually kind of stink at most of them. For a while, your boy was popping up on every fighting game scene for most of the games that have dropped for the last couple years, but there was a time before that growing up where I didn't care about fighting games at all, and because of that, I missed out on the chance to play some fighting game called Classics and Trailblazers in the FGC that I may never get to see again. Well, I just can't let that happen, so I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure that these long-awaited dormant fighting games are revived and brought back into the mainstream limelight. And there's no better way to do that than on a top 10 list on an obscure channel that gets tens and hundreds of views. This is your boy Big Nasty, doing everything I can for the top 10 fighting games that need a sequel. At any point, if you enjoy the list, if you like the list, if you really like the list, if you, dare I say, love the list, please let me know by liking, commenting, and subscribing. And you better do it. I will know if you watch the video and don't like. Trust me, I have that data. Watch what happens as I peek into your room at 3 AM waiting for you to click on the f***ing thumbs up.
Number 10.
Crossovers are such a wonderful thing, bringing over the most popular characters and personalities from beloved franchises and brands, and watching them bounce off each other in entertaining and never before seen interactions. And this is the crossover to end all crossovers, the Avengers Endgame of crossovers. I think the saddest part about Def Jam Icon, keeping it at number 10 on this list, is that I know we'll never see such an ambitious project like this again. Fight for New York had so much content, so many fun and larger-than-life characters based on real-life rappers like Snoop Dogg and 50 Cent amongst others. New York came soon after, but it was so disappointing and mediocre that it essentially killed the franchise, never to be seen again. But one day, maybe one day, we'll see Machete throw sticky fingers onto the train tracks only to get brutally run over, and I just can't wait for that day.
Number 9.
You see, you may not have realized this, but you actually come to my videos to learn a little something. Castlevania has a fighting game. I bet you didn't know that, and I bet you're now asking yourself, oh, why did I never hear about this game? And now I'll also show you a picture of Simon Belmont's design in the game. Yeah, that explains a lot, doesn't it? Out here looking like roided out light Yagami, which is accurate because the designs were actually created by the designers for Death Note. The game wasn't highly received, and it definitely isn't high quality like some of the others in this list, but I would be lying if I said I didn't want to see this game make an unexpected return and get a brand new sequel. Just make sure the game is actually good this time. Also fix the designs. Sorry, Death Note.
Number 8.
Pokemon Scarlet just recently dropped, and it looks fine. The Hammer Bunny looks pretty cool, and Fuecoco is my son and star child as of right now. Okay, that's all the segue I need. Someone make Pokken Tournament 2 right now. I better see some crazy balls to the wall. I want to see Incineroar come in and start nailing fools with burning hammers and RKOs. I want to see Pikachu hitting Electric Wind, raging God Fist. I want to see my boy Machamp doing Machamp kind of things like a true Machampion. Y'all better add my Monkey Man too. It's going to be real crazy. Pokken's going to be at all the tournaments. We're going to be at EVO. We're going to get 3 seasons of DLC. I want Pokken shirts. I want Pokken shoes. Pokken women. Pokken men. Pokken guest characters. I want to see the Punisher in there busting caps and Eevees and KK Magikarps around. It's gonna be real crazy.
Number 7.
Why has it been so long since I seen a new Power Stones game? Nah, that's right. I'm not even doing a segue now, Capcom, because why are you just hiding Power Stone and like 12 of the greatest fighting game franchises locked up in your box for no one to touch? 2006, 12 damn years since I've gotten a whiff of a Power Stone. You couldn't even add them into Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, the game built around gems and stones in its gameplay? Infinity Stones, and you couldn't add a Power Stone character. Don't even get me started on Marvel vs. Capcom. Hint, hint.
Number 6.
Dude, remember that little while when there were rumors that NetherRealm was actually working on a Marvel fighting game? That sounds like fun. NetherRealm, give me a call. I'll help you with the roster and the story. I can make it real good. Also, NetherRealm, can you make a game, please? Just do something. You haven't, like, just do something, NetherRealm, please. I just want a Marvel fighting game to come back like Rise of the Imperfects. I bet you thought I was setting up Marvel vs. Capcom. Rise of the Imperfects wasn't a perfect game, pun intended, but it's just full of that 2000s charm and swagger, that nostalgia. decent gameplay, iconic characters, and a darker tone than Marvel usually is. And it even birthed this iconic line.
You know what we call that? We call that a web-slinging ass-kicking.
If that doesn't justify a sequel to come back, I don't know what will. Imagine a new game with the Midnight Suns, my GOAT Moon Knight, Winter Soldier, Morbius, Magic, Omega Red, Deadpool on top of its existing characters. Sounds like too much fun.
Number 5.
So I recently played Persona 5 Royale now that it's on Xbox Game Pass, and it is actually in my top 2 games of all time, only behind Mass Effect Trilogy. And that's kinda cheating since it is, 3 games to 1. So can we pretty please get Persona Arena 5? Imagine our Phantom Thieves tangling with the iconic characters from Persona 3 and 4 and my girl Mitsuru. Akechi standing face to face ready to throw down with Joker. No, not that Joker. That Joker. Lavenza throwing hands with the other Velvet Room attendants. That little ass girl wielding that big ass chainsaw is gonna get everybody talking. Baton passing from character to character in a fighting game. This is all just stuff I'm naming off the top of my head. Imagine if some thought and time was actually put into it. This is just a gold mine sitting in someone's attic collecting dust. It's almost like you're afraid to make money, Atlas.
Number 4.
For the longest time, Capcom was known as the king of fighting games, and that was for good reason. They had some of the best and most iconic fighting games for the longest, but that doesn't mean other companies like Sega couldn't throw their hat into the ring. Fighting Vipers was one of the big ones that would have cracked in at number 11, but by far their biggest one was Virtua Fighter. This one's been dormant since 2006 too. Damn it, Sega, stop copying Capcom. What do I gotta do to see Virtua Fighter make a return? A fighting game with no fireballs, no magic popping out of people's hands, no auras. Just back to basics, I'ma punch you in the jaw and kick you in the head as hard as I can, and every moment of it was great. Nothing feels good like knocking somebody out and watching that triple replay.
You got knocked the fuck out, man!
Number 3.
Alright, forget it. Forget all these trained martial artists and demigods fighting for glory and fighting to the death. Forget all of that. I just want to see some high schoolers beat the shit out of each other. Somebody turn on Rival Schools right now. Where is Rival Schools and why isn't it hooked up on my Xbox right now? You got some of the most dynamic fighting game gimmicks and mechanics ever seen. Team up attacks, party up attacks, switching characters between rounds, team clashes, tardy counters. This is some of the nuttiest, balls to the wall, intense and heart-pounding action I've ever seen in a fighting game. And Capcom's just got it sitting in the corner in timeout. Great characters like Batsu, Akira, Kyo, I put Akira twice. Shit, maybe she's just that good. Great characters like Batsu, Akira, Kyo, Hinata, with well-developed stories with branching paths and some crazy replay value and unlockables. Timeout is over, Capcom. Get to work.
Number 2.
Dude. Remember that little while when there were rumors that NetherRealm was actually working on a fighting game? That sounds like fun. NetherRealm, give me a call. Nah, this time I'm actually talking about Infinite. Marvel vs. Capcom has some of the most legendary and fast-paced action and characters you'd ever seen in your life. Games that stood the test of time. With its unique and high-intensity gameplay, and Infinite managed to kill off the entire series for it to never see the light of day. And the soundtrack, don't even let me start speaking on the soundtrack, you guys should know right now. That jingle that plays during my intro and at the end of all my videos, straight from Marvel vs. Capcom. Trust me, I know. Nobody knows more than me, okay? We can't just sit back and let this happen. I've got too many people I've got to bring to trial with Phoenix Wright. To this day, I still play Marvel vs. Capcom, and it's got an action and a community that no other fighting game really feels. And to see it flounder and disappear like this, like it has, I can't help but to have a hole in my heart and a tear in my eye. Here we go already at the number 1 Turbo Edition, so let me just give you a quick recap of the top 10 fighting games that need a sequel. Number 10, Def Jam. Number 9, Castlevania. Number 8, I want poking diapers, I want poking cereal, I want poking toilets, I want poking TVs, I want poking keys, poking Xboxes. Number 7, Power Stone. Number 6, Marvel, Rise of the Imperfects. Number 5, Persona Arena 5. Number 4, Virtua Fighter. Number 3, Rival Schools. Number 2, Marvel vs. Capcom. And...
Number 1.
Just got done with a whole rant on Marvel vs. Capcom, but damn. There's something about Capcom games. Some little devil girl named Morrigan is in like all of them. What game is she even from? Let me look it up.
5 minutes later.
Why hasn't there been a Darkstalkers game in like 50 years? It was literally the Capcom #2 fighting game franchise, only behind Street Fighter, the fighting game franchise. Fun gameplay, cool horror themed characters with amazing designs, and so much personality and fun times with all their games. There is a zombie rock star called Lord Raptor who plays the guitar and turns your character into a basketball before dunking your ass to the game over screen. And he's just chilling in oblivion. Felicia, John Talbot, Morgan, Lethal Mama, Miss Red Riding Hood, and some bloodthirsty bounty hunter. Inject it all into my veins. Think of all the characters they can do with this. Angels, demons, devils, Frankensteins, puppets, shadows. Capcom, why are you afraid of making money? This is licensed to print. Someone get me on the phone with Capcom's fighting game director so I can slap him silly and let him know I'm in charge of Capcom now. Darkstalkers, Marvel vs. Capcom, Rival Schools, Power Stone, I'm bringing it all back, baby. Yeah!